You didn't get the link.
No, dude, I have no email from you.
What? What's up, everybody? I'm live right now. So you didn't just get the link right now. And by the way, I think everybody's allowed in the chat because I didn't put members. Damn. See if you got it yet.
Yeah, I just got it.
Okay, bye. Hold on, you guys. Me and Marta were working on something, and I realized we were running late. Chucky, did you get this? Chucky, did you get the link or what? How you guys doing? So this was supposed to be members only, and on StreamYard, what I did was I pushed members only, and it was like private for just members, not for public. I wanted public to be able to view it, but I wanted only members in the chat. But I guess whatever, it is what it is. Free for all again. That wasn't my intent. I was trying to do something for members only. That's the truth. So let's wait and get these guys on. How you guys doing? By the way, I just did a video about FBS dogging Jimmy Calandra, which will be up after this. It is Mob Monday. That's why I did it. Let me see if it's going up or if it's getting Okay, there's one in the chat. God damn it. What's up, Joey? I see you. I can see Joey Franks. Hold on real quick. Okay, where's my videos? FBS dogs Jimmy Calandra, just as I predicted. I'm such an asshole. Okay. All right, so let's bring Stevie. Oh, there's Charlie. Okay, where are you, Stevie? Add to stream. Charlie from the Bronx. What just happened? Oh, okay, wait. I think I just add to stream. Okay. There you are. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. So.
You can't hear me? What happened?
Hey, you gotta send it to me because when you sent me, just did
Okay, so okay, let me try it again.
Try this one more time here.
All right, hold on. So, hey, babe, come here, please. Can you hear me, Chuck? Charlie from the Bronx, can you hear me? Stevie didn't get his. He has said how to send it again. So invite, right? And then hold on, Chuck. Gmail. And I'm out of it. Okay. Okay, right here. Send. Now what just happened to everybody?
Go here.
All right.
Okay, go.
Right here.
Across. Yeah.
What happened to Chuck?
Go here and use
Cheese pizza and veggie pizza.
Charlie from the Bronx, where are you?
I'm right here, bud.
If he's here, just click it.
I'm right here.
When he comes on? Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Where are you?
I'm at work. I told you I can't get nobody else.
Oh man, okay. I got you.
You got to give me a little bit. I'm running in and out.
Okay, I got you.
Got to make some pizza. I'll be back in a couple minutes.
Okay, no problem. Put on mute.
Stevie.
Yo.
Yes, sir.
What the hell? What is Chucky doing right now?
I've got to mute him. Hold on. Okay, I just muted him. He's at work. So he's got like a new pizzeria.
Yeah, that's what he was telling me. He's working right now.
Yeah. So I missed that. I don't know. He told me, but I don't know. Let me read some comments real quick. Hold on. Nick M, what's up? Hi, can't wait. Rob, did Carmine ever speak about Sonny Francis? I think we already went. Greg, we already talked about this a bit. You want to add to that? Oh, Sonny Francis. Remember him saying anything about Sonny, Steve?
So, here's the thing, right? Carmine, and he used to always tell everybody this, because I know there's disputes out there about that. Some people say that with the whole Francis family, one was getting a little too popular, and Carmine wanted to get rid of him. So he kind of knocked him down from his position, right? I don't know how true that is or not. But I do know that Carmine was a firm believer that once you get in trouble once, they're gonna be. He used to tell us all the time. Now that you got that federal number, they're gonna be on you like flies on shit. So other than that, he never really got into it,
About Sonny.
Right.
Okay. Something came up and it was on. I'll give full credit. You might not know who these guys are. There's a guy named FBS and there's a dude named Michael DeBella. And Michael DeBella's grandfather was actually the boss after Joe got killed, Columbo, before Carmine. And it was said that DeBella's grandfather was who was the boss. I forgot his first name. Sold that Michael actually paid for his button, like $500,000 or something. And look, it's not like I remember Carmine saying that, but there was something with how Michael got in, like it was bullshit. And I was trying to man, I should have called you and asked you about this first. But when I heard that, I'm like, oh man, there was something about how Michael got in, but I don't know if it was paid. I don't know what the deal was. I really don't remember. But DeBella actually, I think he actually said that he heard something about Francis having to pay. That is Michael paid to get his button.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. There's a lot of guys that have gotten their button that didn't get it because they earned it.
Right. Yeah.
There's guys out there that have gotten their buttons that got their button just because of who their father was or who they hung out with. Not everybody's earned their button now. Let's not, that's for Hollywood.
Yeah. Right. So hold on, let me respond. Okay. Your camera's blurry. Is it still blurry? Ricky B. Joey Frakes, what's up? Joey, the real Blamsky waiting. Here I am coming at you from Stockton. Okay, Stockton, cow country. Well, it was when I was a kid. Keep up the good content. So if you're from Stockton, Rick, got AB stuff coming around. Okay, there's Blamsky. I see you. Mr. Rosso, salute back to you, bro. Oliver Sutton, hey, Rob, members only, good way to lose subscribers. Tupac Wallace. That's what my intent was to be members only, but it actually didn't work out that way. How can you pay? Can you do it with CashApp? Yes, Roscoe. So go to the description of the video. It's no more prison cell is my CashApp. Okay. Thank you for asking. Can't wait. We'll always find a way to sneak in. Gino, Javier, James, yo. Hey, Rob, hope you and your wife are doing well. Did you ever tell her I've been to Spain? Perhaps she knows the beach Columbus sailed from. I'd appreciate it if you ask her. Thank you, my good friend. She just left to go get gas. John, so at the end of this, please remind me and I will, okay? Thank you. I'll ask her for sure. Mr. Bill, good evening. Mr. Bill, wow. That was crazy on Saturday Night Live. Oliver, so good evening, Rob. Del Strain, hello, Grind Jr. Hello, Grind. Del Strain, MRE probably getting pounded by Tupac. Stop. Grind Jr., did anyone call Carmine the Snake? Nobody called Carmine the Snake in prison.
No. Not to his face, anyways.
Oh, okay. So I actually have a story about that in Lompoc. And I knew the names. So there was a kid from Baltimore who called him the Snake and he grabbed him by the throat. And I was going to get one of my dudes who was the leader of the Crips in Lompoc, and that is all of them, AKA Big Daddy, but I wouldn't call him that. But anyway, knows the whole story. And I'll have that. I'll have that more in depth at some point. Del Strain, hey, Steve. Oh, Mr. Bill said, go ahead, Steve.
Well, we're on the whole Carmine thing, right? Just because I know that there's been some debate going back and forth. So last week,
yeah. Talk about it. Go ahead.
So last week when we made the discussion, I never said that I was 100% positive that Scorsese, whatever the hell his name is, baptized Alley Boy. What I said was that it was somebody that had something to do with the Godfather movie. Okay. Because I know that talking to you over the week, you said that people were, kind of like saying that the content
Yeah.
is true, this and that, whatever the case is. The only thing I disputed was somebody made a comment as to the timeline of the Godfather and Alley Boy's age made no sense as to anybody being his godfather. That's the only thing I disputed. So who it was James Caan.
Yeah.
And he just died last year. He was his godfather and Andrew
Jojo
Russo's.
Russo's. Yeah, Jojo Russo's. Yeah, Andrew Russo's son, Jojo.
When Michael was just trying to get a bail hearing, Persico, prior to getting locked up, James Caan had written a letter to the judge that I think it was in the New York Post or something. So that's what the whole discussion, that's who it was. I was, I was not sure who it was, but like I said, I'm not a reporter, so I'm not basing everything I say. I don't go and research it prior.
Right. Okay. This a good John, Mr. Rosso got your walkies with Roblamski. However, I seen that N was raging. Bro, don't let him flow. Hold it. Okay, the Argo show. What's up, Rob? What's up, Argo? Sorry, I missed the live the other day. It's cool. Evan, nice guy. Hello, Steve. That's from Octavia. Del Strain. Scottish. Okay. Oh, what's up, Brad? Hello, Rob. Been looking forward to this interview. Thank you. Does Argo work? Okay. Michael Francis is a scumbag. Whoever took care of his dad in his old age. Whoever took care of his dad, or never.
Fuck the negative energy, buddy. Fuck the negative energy. Fuck the negative comments. Go fuck yourself with the negative comments.
There you go, Chuck. Hey, how's the
You
pizza
wasn't
going?
shooting in the gym, bro. I'm so busy and I can't get no help. I
Can't get no help.
2 guys. No.
Hey,
I finally got a couple guys in tonight.
Michael
And
Francis.
they actually are pretty good.
So you got to go to the border. You got to go to the
I'm
border.
actually right by the border, the Canadian
At the
border.
wrong border, though.
Yeah,
That's
the wrong
Yeah.
border. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. The Canadian border.
And to go back to your comment, nobody ever calls him that to his face. He open-handed, smacked the shit out of somebody. And another thing, for those who think I ain't from New York because of my accent or whatever, fuck off. I'm so pissed off. Fuck off. Bro, I'm born and raised there. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I've been through. Go to the Bronx, go to the Bronx. And for anybody in Detroit looking for work and you're Italian, come see me.
Okay. Okay, I'm just looking. Whoever got
You
pizza.
wasn't shooting in the gym.
What'd you say?
Nothing. I'm just so frustrated, Rob. You have no idea what I went through yesterday here. It's crazy. How was the pizza? Hold on here. I'll show you how the pizza is. It's cooking on the bricks.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna tell you the truth. I make a badass pizza from scratch.
I know you do. I know you do.
Yeah, and I've been. So she told me last Friday that's the last one I'm making for a while because I'm getting too fat. But whatever.
Oh, I'm suppressed that, man. I tip the scale.
Let it go, huh?
I'm round. I just turned 50. I don't care. I got a gorgeous wife at home. I'm 17 years younger than me. I got to be the luckiest guy in the world.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying there, Chuck. Did Carmine ever talk about why he stabbed Joey Gallo?
I can't never say we didn't talk about violent stuff.
Never talked about the Gallo thing?
He talked about the shooting when he got shot, how he spat the bullet out, and he checked himself out of the hospital and they shot him on the Belt Parkway. He talked about He was so mad at Hollywood making millions of dollars off of them. He was furious over that.
Hey, Rob.
They made more. Yeah.
Remember the time, Rob, that Carmine told us he'd rather die in an alley with a bullet in his head than in prison?
Yeah. Yeah. He did.
He also couldn't figure out how today's generation is all. You cannot commit a murder anymore.
Well, he used to struggle with trying to like how do you
Comprehend
do it
that.
with all the cameras? You know what I mean? Like, how do you get away with something like that nowadays? He did.
He used to say, I don't know why guys are still in Manhattan. He said, there's a camera in every corner. You can't do anything. You can't do anything, he'd say.
Baltimore was the first city like that.
Baltimore was the camera city first?
Oh my God. I was down there years ago. I'm talking late 90s, early 2000s. Definitely the first camera city first. And I'll stand by that. I used to have a little spot on Booth Street.
Oh, they got on the slightest bullshit, Steve. They, lunatics, half of them was James. There you go, Gerbils. Okay, I'm just trying to figure out.
Somebody said
What's up, Assassinino?
somebody said something about the Wanderers. I'm going to take that as a total compliment because that was a legendary movie.
What about the
Made
Wanderers?
in '79. I don't know. Somebody had made a comment that I was living near the Wanderers, which was from the Bronx. So I'm going to take it as a compliment because that was a legendary movie.
Chucky's still stuck on the he's not from New York thing.
I'm furious over that. Well, you don't know
Chucky's
what
mad
I
about that.
It took me almost 3 months to get my speech back after my stroke.
It was the stroke that lost your speech?
I couldn't even, my memory speech, my left side, you don't know what I went through in therapy. And I was in prison when I went through it. I was in state prison.
Okay.
In the infirmary at Elmira.
Didn't you get your jaw messed up too?
Yeah. That was from being run over by a taxi in Manhattan, where I'm allegedly not from.
So
on 23rd and Lex, that's good. Beautiful pizza. Cut it, 8.
So
With the
somebody's
pizza
asking me.
table and we're good. Go ahead. True.
Brad's asking me, who was the guy that hung around Carmine in prison? I think Lompoc turned out to be a rat getting into
Michael.
So the guy.
Snake Charmer.
Yeah, Operation Snake Charmer. So that guy was like a pretty tough dude. I found that out from one of my friends who was the leader of the Crips, and he talked with me pretty much in depth.
Hold on, I want to show you guys something.
Okay, go ahead.
That's a pizza. That's a New York style pizza, baby.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Yeah, we can see it. Hey, Chucky, what's the name of your restaurant? Where's it at?
Bambino's, right on Michigan Ave in Detroit.
Gambino's?
Bambino's Pizzeria.
Bambino's.
Here.
Bambino's. Okay.
In case they say we don't have one, here you go.
Okay.
So ever since they put that guy in the cell with him, he didn't trust anybody.
Right. He had a hard time trusting. So, but Brad, that guy was like, he didn't give him anything. Like there was nothing really to give him. Well, the incident with the lawyer, that led to him getting caught with Linda, right?
Oh, the lawyer.
And then the other thing that they were trying to do, that's when they were trying to bring charges that he was going to have Giuliani Wag. That's what it was about.
Oh, they were furious over it. Yeah.
That's what it started about. So that whole snake charmer thing was somebody tipped him off and said that Carmine was so mad with Giuliani, especially for getting sent to the West Coast. So what happened when he first got sentenced, basically they said, we want this guy as far away from the East Coast as we can get him, and we don't want him around.
He was on a plane. This story came right out of Carmine's mouth. Not to cut you off, Stevie, my deepest apology. But they had him on a plane coming in for something. I don't know. I don't recall what it was. But when he came in on the plane, all of a sudden he saw cop lights. And they wanted him off the East Coast quick as possible.
Okay.
So whatever he was there for, they got him right back.
Well, wait a minute. I think the guy was in Marion with him too, I believe.
He was,
yeah.
and that's what started making him suspicious. They went from Marion Carmine went to Lompoc first, and then this guy showed up. And that's what he started getting suspicious about the guy, because he was like, what the fuck are the chances? Because I remember, other than Marion, Butner
Nice
was the
fight.
closest he had been to New York since the time he got arrested.
Go in there a
Okay.
little bit more on the white side.
No, that's good.
Okay, so real quick, I want to say again that this chat was supposed to be members only, and I went through StreamYard and I didn't know how to do it. If it was just through YouTube, I could have done it. That's what happened. Chuck, let me put your microphone off for a minute
I got you.
because the background's kind of messing things up. Okay, Steve, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, Chucky was noisy. The background. Chucky's looking like, what the fuck? Okay. So yeah, but that was that guy, and so there was an incident over a phone in Lompoc, right? Where that dude that ratted on Carmine, or this Operation Snake Charmer Mike, whatever the guy's name was, Carmine was waiting in line for the phone, or he was on the phone, and a guy pulled him up and he said, "Hey, is anybody next?" Carmine said no, because the guy walked up to Carmine while he was speaking. The guy was a good friend of mine who was the shot caller for the head of the Rolling 60s and the shot caller for the Crips at that time at Lompoc. I want to have him on one day, so I'm not going to like put too much out there. We'll see what happens. He had life too, and also got out on compassionate release. Anyway, so when the guy went to use the phone, the black dude went to use the phone, the so-called Michael, the guy that was the rat of Operation Snake Charmer, he then comes up and was ready to fight the dude that I know, and like said, let's go up to the cell, you know, N-word or whatever. Like it was like on and popping, you know what I mean? So the dude that I know, we're really good friends. His name's Wayne. Okay, fuck it. So he told me that guy like had big balls, and they were all surprised when they found that out. The only thing that came out of that really was that Carmine was caught allegedly having inappropriate relations with his lawyer, Linda Shift.
Yeah. And he said that the judge, they would have, I mean, I think if he didn't have as much time as what he had already hanging, they would have probably attempted to prosecute.
Right. Okay. I'm trying to bring Chucky's. Can you hear me, Chucky?
I'm right here. Yeah, I could hear you. I muted it when you wanted it muted.
No, I muted you from here just because there was background noise. Too much. That's all.
Yeah, no, sorry. It's busy right now. It's why
It's
I've
okay.
been nonstop, 14 or 15 hours a day.
Okay, so hold on one second, Chuck. Let me see. Okay, so let's see. I just want to make sure there's nothing else that's like really. That's what my concern was last time, was did Carmine ever allude to killing Anastasia, whatever his name is.
Even if he did.
Yeah, I know. That's Brad. That's a tough one too.
Yeah.
I understand. I understand that you. I get it that we're on there talking about Carmine. Anyway, here, listen, Oliver and Dell. That shit ain't happening. So you're a snake. I blocked him. Turned out. Okay, I don't know what that you guys are talking about. Good day, Rob. Awesome. So Tom Nolan, what's up? This guy's so busy. He's doing it live at Tupac Wallace. So I asked him to come on. Sometimes negative comments are facts. Michael Francis is a rat and a liar in his videos. Yeah. And by the way, Michael Thompson, what a scumbag too. That's a whole different show. Hey, Rob, I tell you, I was at Devon's with Sonny, where was there. Michael never visited him there. He was at Devon's with Sonny. This guy's saying, and Michael never visited him once.
Funny thing is, Michael was saying that, I remember a few years ago, I watched some video and he was talking about how Carmine was a good boss and a good friend of his, and he really liked him.
Oh, my walkies with okay, Roblamsky. I see. He said what now, Stevie?
That Michael had good stuff. I mean, the guy's a piece of shit. He is what he is. But that one interview he did, he talked very highly of Carmine, which I thought was kind of odd considering he rolled on everybody.
Yeah, you're talking about when he was saying that he wasn't a rat, right?
Right.
Yeah. Chuck, can you hear us now? Are you there? I unmuted the mic.
Chuck's showing us his apron.
Okay, so anyway. Oh, let's see, Chuck. Okay, so anyway, What about the future of the Mafia? What were his thoughts on the way it was going? What about the future of the Mafia and his thoughts on the way the mob was going in general, Steve? That's something that I think you should know.
Like I said, he wasn't. That's why he said if he ever got out and went to New York, buy stocks in the airline ticket. He was tired of guys getting rounded up. He always used to say he was against drugs now.
Yeah.
He was dead against drugs because he said a junkie will roll on anybody. He was dead against them.
Now he got caught. Now it's part of his case that it was drug conspiracy, right?
Right. But he was dead against drugs. He hated drug addicts.
I know.
Hated them.
I know. And that's why he was but in the beginning with me, he was really cautious, you know what I mean? He was kind of tripping because you know how I am, Steve. I'd admit it. Like, look, this is what I've done, this is who I am. Of course, when I was there with him, it was different. I wasn't at that time, you know. But yeah, so and he would say, it doesn't make sense, Robert. Like, you don't fit that mold. You know what I mean? He said that over and over again.
Yeah, he did it. But even the way it's run now, he used to say that everybody's got a target on their back. And that's why you say once they put that bullseye on you, they're never going to take that bullseye off. I remember he used to tell me, he said, the best thing you can do, he said, if you don't want to go back to prison Greek, is move out to the country and get the fuck away from everybody and just live your life, because being out there free is better than hanging out and being around guys and getting locked up. Is what he used to tell me all the time.
Yeah. So, Steve, having said that, look, so I know that I didn't talk to him about the stuff that you did, right? But I knew that like, for example, when he'd struggle with how do guys do hits, basically, how does anybody get away with anything? So inside, he was basically struggling with like the future of the mob, base really, okay? But yet, some of his family members were involved. Like, how do you think he made peace with that? How do you think he justified with that within? Really, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because the Sausage King was like his favorite, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so
Yeah.
that was like his boy.
And
But
that's
yet-
the thing he couldn't realize. He couldn't get it. He used to tell me all the time, why the fuck does he have Joker poker machines? Because that's part of the thing they got in trouble for. He used to have Joker poker fucking bars. And he's like the Sausage King, which you know we were talking about, he's like, he's got life by the balls, and yet he wants to have these Joker poker machines.
So the Sausage King, because people are going to ask, that is his son-in-law Angelo. Period. Love the kid, love the guy, right? So I wasn't there. Angelo got hit on that roundup too.
He got hit on that roundup. I think they got him for tax evasion and something else.
And he didn't want to cop.
No, and there was a lot of guys that weren't happy with him.
And then he got caught shoplifting.
Yeah, and then he fucked it up that's the thing. Like, some of that shit makes no sense.
So Chuck, you're muted. You muted yourself, right, Chuck?
I'm right here.
Okay, no, I'm just saying you muted yourself, right?
You guys remember Peter Rabbit?
Which one was Peter Rabbit?
Oh,
The
he
black
used to drive. Yeah, there you go.
Who was he?
He used
The
to
black
drive
dude.
everyone crazy.
Black dude. No, North Carolina, South Carolina, some shit. That black dude, Peter Rabbit, compound.
I can't tell you how he used to come and bother him all the time. And he used to get so mad with this guy. Over and over. We used to take him away all the time.
I will say the first time in prison that I actually smoked a real cigarette, because we used to always get we'd buy pouches. Any other compound, they'd bring in pouches. I remember the first time Carmine used to have packs. Remember when he smoked and he had packs? So you could get the 100s.
Right. Yeah. That was the first time.
Yeah, I actually smoked a real cigarette in prison with Carmine.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So I know he got whole cigarettes. I know that. Can you hear me,
pack.
Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he did. And when we were at the hospital with Greg De Palma, well, shit, I got cartons from a cop, you know? So there was times when Carmine, before I knew him like that, would come over, you know, on those day trips, and through Greg De Palma, I would give them whole packs of cigarettes. You know what I mean?
Remember when that cop got busted, the one that was in the chow hall
Yep, he got busted for those pills.
with the
He
Mexican
used to
kid?
bring them to Basil.
He used to bring in. He was always trying to get friendly with us, and he'd offer to bring in vodka
Yep.
for Carmine. He'd fill water
Yep.
bottles up, and he'd bring in vodka. He used to bring cigarettes, and then as soon as Carmine found out, because he was the one that was a semi-pro, like UFC, he was doing. Remember the
Yes.
kid that was in the chow hall? And then he started dealing with that Mexican kid to drop out, and the Mexican set him up with a bunch of heroin on the outside.
Was it Brady?
No.
I don't remember his
What
name.
was it? No. What was his name? Brady? That cop?
I think so.
Okay. But here's the deal. So, what year? Okay, that's way past. Okay, it's past the
You're
statute
going
of
12 years back.
Okay. So I can say this. So, you remember my cellie Gary from Florida? Okay, who's now locked up doing 20 on stupid shit. But Gary's cousins went from selling cocaine to running pill mills down in Florida. So a lot of the coke dealers would leave and started opening up pill mills. These are all the dope boys down in Florida. So he approached Gary and the other dude that Gary's hanging out with because they had lifted weights nonstop and said, "Hey man, you guys are from Florida. What's up about the pills and stuff like this?" They hooked him up, and he was bringing them steroids. That's how they got so freaking big. And
fucked up his back when he had surgery and he got hooked on pills.
Yeah,
and
so
Carmine told him not to fuck with that Mexican kid. Carmine didn't like him.
Okay, so the Mexican kid comes in, busted a cop at a different joint.
Yeah.
Came in from busting a cop to Butner, and he started fucking with them with some heroin. Wanted to bring heroin in or whatever.
And the Mexican kid told him, "Go see my cousin or something, pick up this heroin, bring it back to me." And they let him go. He picked up the dope, and as soon as he got back to the prison, the DA was waiting there for him.
So I was writing articles at the time about how I used to do drugs and how I got clean and this and that. And he came up to me. He's like, "Man, how did you do it? How were you able to do it? I can't get off the shit." So I like that guy a lot, but I mean, he was just.
We had two cops get busted in Butner when we were there.
Yes, we did. The Perry, I think, the big guy from our unit, George Detective from our unit. Yeah, they came and got him. Whitfield came and got him.
That's that white guy set him up. The big black dude. He was a good dude. He used to hook me up.
He was a real good dude.
Every day.
He brought, man, listen.
You used to call him Rick Ross. Real good dude. He looked like Rick Ross, like a. He's the one that guy Frank Sargent set him up for like 3 months halfway house.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Yeah, okay.
And he was a good guy. He used glasses and everything. I had ordered a pair of glasses from him.
So, Butner, there were so many cops that got busted at Butner. So many. So, but that particular guy, that cop, he did crack on Carmine about bringing in vodka. I remember that, and he was like, he wasn't going for it because he was afraid he's gonna get in trouble for other reasons. Okay, yeah. Anyway, okay, Steve. So earlier this we talked once, and let me see if there's anything else. Definitely wasn't any cameras in the max. Okay, hold on. People in the chat should relax. These guys are taking time out of their day to give us great content. Enjoy, respect the room. Does anyone know how he got the nickname? How did Carmine get the name the Snake? You know, Steve?
Well, it depends on which story you hear. There's stories online about it. Supposedly, it started after when they were friends with the Gallows, and he turned their back on them. So they started calling him the Snake because he backstabbed them, supposedly. And then there's there's a million stories out there. Which one's true? Which one isn't?
I think he said the government gave it to him, right? Too before
that one too.
I just won't entertain anything to have to do with the negative Snake.
Was it like warranted? Did you double cross people? Is what I'm saying.
It's in the business, right?
Yeah. I
Hey,
mean,
Rob,
yeah.
I gotta go. I apologize.
No,
Totally.
it's cool,
I'll do it
Chuck.
again with Johnny Moose when you got time. I couldn't.
I got you, bro. I got you. No,
All right.
plus it is noise in the back, but yeah, I got you.
It's
Thanks
too
for
big,
being on.
too much. I
I got
apologize.
you. Okay, no
All
problem.
right.
Take care, Chuck.
Steve.
Okay, so yeah, because it was getting people were complaining too. Anyway, so Steve, what else? What were we talking about right now? Because I was kind of distracted by the background noise too.
So here's the thing. I'll tell you a story about Carmine that people probably don't know. All right.
Yeah.
So he was telling me when he was up and coming up, I guess is way before my time. So I'm not even, I don't know if it was in the 50s, 60s, 70s, when the hell it was. So people that want to fact check, I'm sure they'll do it anyways. All right. He was telling me back in the day in the little corner stores or in pharmacies, they used to sell the syrup. So you'd make your own sodas. You'd get the syrup and you'd put the seltzer water, whatever. So Carmine came up with this idea that he told me that all throughout Brooklyn, the Jews ran the syrup business. And it was their own type of organization.
Right.
And they used to bully people around, and it was just them that sold it and nobody else. So Carmine came up with this idea that they were gonna get a warehouse, they were gonna start up a company, and with some borrowed money, they were gonna start supplying places with that syrup to undercut the Jews' price. And he knew it was only a matter of time before they came knocking on his door. So they borrowed money. They did not have a lot of product to sell. They had enough maybe for like 3 weeks to supply these places. So he tells me it's a week later. These guys show up. They had a bullshit little office set up where the warehouse, and these 3 Jews show up. And right away they walk in and they want to know who the fuck it is that's stepping on their toes and basically undercutting them. So Carmine was there with a couple other guys, and basically they told the Jews that they better leave, figure out who the fuck they're dealing with, who's behind them, because this is way before this is way before Carmine ever got the rank that he had.
Yeah.
And to come back when they want to act appropriately. So he said it was like a week later. They must have asked around who Carmine was associated with. So they come back and now they want to sit down. Now they're being a little more respectful, he said. During the sit down, Carmine tells them that I want $100,000 for the business, which back then was like a ton of money. Or he said, I got enough of this shit, he's telling them, to supply these stores for the next 3-4 years. I'll sell it because he was undercutting them by like 65%, and these guys were losing their fucking mind.
Right.
So long and behold, these guys end up giving in, buying them out. Basically, they told them, we'll give you the money. You guys fucking stop selling this stuff. And little did they know that in the back room, they only had enough syrup to supply a couple stores for like 2 days.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so but that's the way the times were then.
Sure.
You know, it was different. It was different. Or like the first time he had a loan on his car, he was telling me he went and got a caddy when he probably shouldn't
Oh,
have
I know
had
the
it.
story. I know. Go ahead. Go ahead.
He couldn't afford to pay for it. And he was behind on his payment, he said, and he got a letter to his house. And in the letter, they basically said they were going to repo the car. So Carmine went to the bank, and he was telling me the manager was like, I don't know, on the 6th floor, whatever the fuck it was. It was up high. Carmine went to his office, walked straight to the window, opened up the window, and acted like he was going to jump out. And the bank manager comes running at him, and he's saying, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" Carmine says, if I lose my car, my father's going to kill me, so I might as well just kill myself before you guys end up taking it. He told me by the time he left, he said the guy gave him like 4 months to catch up on his payments.
Yeah. That's funny shit. I remember that one too. Yeah. That's funny. That's the kind of stuff like, that nobody hears about. That's
Right.
the kind of stuff that's not
Or
all-
you know that the house that they live in now, that his wife's in Brooklyn. So that's an old house. And when he was a kid, they used to drive by that house because they grew up in the neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
And one of the biggest reasons why he bought it, he told me, he used to tell his mother when he was a kid, and him and his brother Teddy were in the back. He used to tell his mother that I'm going to own that house someday, Ma. And she say, "Sure you are, Junior. Sure you are. Sure, sure." Like she didn't believe him. And then he said one of the proudest days was when he actually bought that house and brought her to it. She didn't believe it that it was theirs. He basically handed her the key, and he was like, "Go inside."
Wasn't she upset about that or no? She was not.
No,
Okay, I thought there was something with one of the okay. I could be, it could be something with Greg DePalma too, because I kind of got that mixed up. Because Greg DePalma, there's some kind of incident there too with his
or the
mother.
farm. He was telling me when they first bought the farm, and they built the farm up in upstate, and he brought his mother up there for the weekend the first time, and they had the barn, and there was no fucking horses. So in the middle of the night before she went to bed, she asks him, she said, "Carmine, where are the horses? I thought you said there'd be horses here." And he told her, he said, "There are, Mom, they're in the barn." And right after she went to bed, he made a call and had some guys. He told them, "I don't know how the fuck you're going to do it, but there better be horses. My mother wakes up in the morning." And those horses were borrowed from someplace in Jersey, from what he told me. And sure enough, when she woke up the next day, there was a few horses there. But the night before, when she was there wasn't a fucking horse there.
Right. And they went and got him.
They went and got him in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
They stole somebody's horses or borrowed them or whatever you
Yeah,
want to call it.
yeah.
And brought him
Yeah.
up there.
I was getting a message from my PO. I was just I was like I was a little distracted. I'm like, okay. Anyway.
What is he watching the show?
No. Well, they do, but I'm just saying I got a home visit coming. So that's all it is. Anyway, yeah. So I do. It was late at night. And he told him to get the horses there, right? Like,
Yeah.
make sure yeah.
Make sure
Yeah.
the horse is here when she wakes up.
So you went to the Deuce, right?
I did.
For how long?
I don't know. It was a weird thing. Like they needed the bed space at the one, so they sent me to the Deuce, even though I'm waiting to do the RDAP program. And I think I was up there 3 months, and then I came back and went straight into the RDAP.
When you were up there, so I'm doing a video about it soon. What was the atmosphere like in the rec center at night?
The Deuce is I mean, not that I've been to a million joints, right? But I've never seen anything like it. It was built as a pen, but run like the atmosphere is like a low, because let's face it, like you show up there, you look around and it's like a fortress. But then they have like flea markets. You walk out to go to the gym, and you like the Mexicans got like their little towels down and they're selling shit. And you walk into the other room, and there's 5 or 6 poker tables, and there was some serious money being played there too.
Yeah, sure.
There was guys, that there was some the guys running those tables. They're pretty good. They got 10%. They were getting 10%.
Yeah, no, there was high dollar poker games.
It was like being on the street almost. They used to supply food, sodas, everything.
Absolutely.
If you ran the table, whatever the fuck the guys playing wanted, you would get them, because some of these guys were losing 2,000-3,000 a day. There's some guys there.
Yeah, I mean, I have nenever seen something that wide open, especially like you said. So when you walk in even the yard on the weekends, there was guys that had like rugs down, like Hispanic guys, look like a swap meet on the Mexican border, right? Selling like bracelets and churros, and like it was nuts, man. Taffy.
They used to fry. They used to sell the chimichangas or whatever it was, burritos. They used to walk around the yard with food.
Yeah,
Guys used to fry them up in the cell with using their stingers, and they'd be out there selling it.
yeah. Drawings, paintings. So when I was there, Obama just won presidency. So there was like pictures of Obama, artwork of Obama and Beyonce, like the black guys all did. Malcolm X, and yeah, it was something, man. It was
Yeah,
something.
he was supposed to be the big savior, huh?
Obama.
Yeah.
Fucking man, what a waste. Man, he could have done so much with sentence reform. What a waste, for real. That pisses me off to this day. I mean, really, it does.
Yeah, the Deuce was different. There was a few guys up there. I was actually shocked.
What do you mean?
Like I didn't think, you're in North Carolina, so you don't think you're gonna see that many New York guys. When I went to Otisville, it was all New York guys. Every unit had, I don't know, 10, 12 guys from, it seemed like, from every one of the 5 families, from guys from the top all the way down to associates it was like you were in one of the boroughs.
Right. Yeah. So New York. I mean, that was a New York stronghold. Otisville's like the spot to be. Was
Yeah,
Mikey?
not
Was
now.
was Hippie there?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mikey. I love my
Mikey, I
wife.
miss
That's
my
what I
wife.
call him. Mikey, I love my wife. Yeah, Hippie was a good dude. And what was his name? The one with the hair. That did
Hippie
his
was
hair.
there, and then what the hell was the other guy's name? We were just talking about him with the nose. He's the one that was
Mikey Sessa.
no, Mikey. Yeah, Mikey was there, but no, this was for Brits.
Oh, Fabritz was there.
Brits was there. Him and Hippie used to hang out all the time.
Oh, I didn't know he made it to. I didn't know he made it to a medium. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Fabritz was there.
I never saw. I didn't know him. He was a good guy. How was he?
He was all right.
Yeah.
He was all right. He had a boatload of time, right?
Yeah, he's going to court here shortly. I think he's going to end up getting out. I really do. I hope he does. I mean, that was one of Jimmy Calandra's people that he took down. That was one of the Bath Avenue guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so December he goes to court in December. I believe he's got action coming.
So now that you mentioned that other jerk off there, Calandra, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So as a friend, right? Just stop giving those guys fucking clout, dude. That jerk off. Here's the thing, right? That guy's Soulful. I don't know any of them. I don't care to know any of them. I watched one video of him. I don't know if you're a 60-year-old man that wants to call yourself Tony Montana, but then dressed like you're Vin Diesel, you got your own issues.
Yeah, you're one of those people that do not like me getting involved in that stuff. I know.
This guy's got like 2,000 followers. You mentioned his name 3 or 4 times. He's going to gain 1,000 followers from it. Just watch. I've seen one of his videos, and I watched one video of Jimmy Calandra's. Okay, and in that one video, which was 5 months ago, he was shitting on SoFlo, or some fat, bald Sicilian guy. That's what he goes by.
FBS, yeah.
Okay, was upset that Calandra didn't stick up for him when friggin' SoFlo was making fun of him. These guys are fighting amongst each other months ago.
Wait a minute. You're saying that those guys were enemies before they were friends?
There is a video that Calandra made that it says on it, I invited the fat bald Sicilian to talk, and in the video, the fat bald Sicilian was upset with Calandra because Calandra was on SoFlo's show, and SoFlo was making fun of the fat bald Sicilian, and Calandra didn't stick up for him. And then Calandra comes back and says, well, I did tell him that we're friendly. Oh yeah, there's a whole 2-hour video that they were fighting with each other, and then Calandra's basically saying SoFlo's a herb, that SoFlo's he's harmless, he just likes to talk.
Man, this
and now I watch him, and let me tell you something, okay? I've been around a lot of tough guys. Most tough guys that I know don't sit there and talk about how tough they are.
Yeah. And I don't know if you know about this, but he openly talked about proudly beating a woman. I mean,
yeah, I read something about that. Then I also saw when he was talking about you, and he was like, I'd slap you and take yourself. Motherfucker, you ain't taking nothing from nobody. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Like everybody's tough behind the keyboard or when you got the microphone. That's why don't pay him no mind. The guy's a sucker.
Okay, so the one of the things going on right now is FBS just had an enemy of Jimmy Calandra on his channel. Like that's what. So after this live, I'm releasing a video about FBS stabbing Calandra in the back with the dude. You don't know who Mike DeBella is, do you?
No.
Okay.
No,
anyway,
when FBS was on Calandra's thing, it was 5 months ago, and Calandra's like, "Well, FBS is like, I was upset that you didn't stick up for me."
I didn't
You're
know
on this
nothing
show and they're
about this
making
stuff.
fun of me. Oh yeah, you got to watch it. It's a joke, bro. It's just 4 months ago. These guys are all eating at each other. Now they're like, one farts, it comes out the other one's ass.
No,
Doesn't make
they actually have like weekly meetings and collaborate who they're gonna pick on. Like that's the truth. I know that. Yeah, weird. It's weird
How can a
shit.
guy defend? How can one guy defend somebody for being a rat? Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. If you're a citizen, all right. If I tell your wife tomorrow to drive my car, and she gets pulled over, and they find 2 keys of whatever you want in the back,
Yeah,
all right, and she decides to say, "Hey, it's not my car, it's his." You can't be mad at that, right?
yeah.
But
No,
now,
I agree.
if you want to take advantage of the criminal lifestyle, whether who you're hanging out with, or if you want to act like you're a tough guy and you're okay with breaking the law, but the second you get in trouble, you roll on everybody, then that's where the issue is.
Sure. So what about guys that are like, I hate rats, but then they're like, but that rat was a friend of mine before we went to prison, so he's okay.
Yeah.
So
Or the
there's
other one that I used to hate hearing, especially in Butner too. Well, he didn't rat on me, so I don't care.
that's over and over and over again. That's just so it goes to a bigger point, which proves all this like stop snitching shit's almost dead. I hate to put it like that, but it's true that there's very few guys nowadays that really stand up. There's very few guys. Um and man, well, look at YouTube. Look at all the high profile rats on here that are making big money. You know what I mean? So there's your message, kids. You know what like? It's okay. Everybody should just rat. Because it doesn't matter because nobody's going to kill you. Well, very few people. And it's like everybody will accept you later because even if you're a hot, big, super rat, there's going to be still guys that like you or suck up to you because you got a bunch of subs. Or it's just it's just especially in the mob genre. It's like disgusting. I don't know what else to say.
Ever since the 80s, when those high profile guys rolled, with the mob stuff, it's a normal thing now.
No, it's
It's a normal thing, and basically, people have the mentality. I've seen it all the time. Like, even we'd be with Carmine, and there'd be guys that are in the paper that had rolled, even on his own guys, but yet nothing. I mean, the damage is done. What are they going to do?
yeah.
And it's almost like the mentality they had, like, live and learn. Fuck it, it's done and over with, and that was it.
Yeah, it's just it's all different. It's all different, It is. And I was even watching. I've been studying a bunch of AB stuff out of California in the founding. I've been really focused because I'm doing a series on all that, and it's kind of the same stuff goes on there. Now, a little bit more dangerous if you live around those areas. Still because you got a lot of young white guys that come out of prison and want to. It's a little bit. It's more probably. I would say a lot more risky to be a rat out of that area and that lifestyle than the mafia right now. Really, it's true because it's different mentality. It's not an organized crime. It's more of a cultural gang thing. You know what I mean? It's just different. I've been doing a lot of studying on
And
that.
the mob that people watch the movies on, and the mob of today are two different things, bro. It doesn't exist anymore.
Sure.
It doesn't exist. I mean, they still have a stronghold, and they still, there's still a lot of guys that I like, and I don't mean no disrespect to none of them,
Yeah,
but
me neither.
I'm sure them themselves will tell you that it's not what it was.
No, and I've talked. I'm not going to put his name out there right now. I'm not going to. So I've talked to a guy that basically walked away from that life, and moved out of state, and he didn't tell on nobody. But then he collaborates with people that are high profile rats, and it's like it's just strange, but whatever. I don't know what else. We got about 5 more minutes. I'm going to cut this at an hour. We got about 5 more minutes. I have
I don't
to.
know.
Me and Marta have, me and Marta have some things to do for real, and yeah. So and I actually have to get ready for tomorrow. So my PO is going to come early. Kind of want to clean a couple of rooms. I mean, clean just because it's like the back office area. It's a little messy. I just don't look like a scumbag when he gets here. That's all. So what else?
I don't know, bro. Anybody got any questions? Anything
Oh, let's look. Okay, let's do
other
that.
than just the Francis stuff? Seems like people love the Michael and Sonny.
Shot 5 times, wrestled the gun away from the guy. He was shot once in the chest. They said Harry, Riccobene. Who was that? Riccoboni was shot 5 times and wrestled the gun away from the guy. He was shot once in the chest. That's Monk Eastman. What are you talking about? Roscoe, I remember you saying, bro, you like Brixton 4 miles from the mate. Used to get tie sticks and okay, I'm talking about somebody else. Hold on. You do stupid shit and feds get in the hole. All you're going to, okay. Over something, brother. I know this far. Assassinino. Okay. So a lot of these guys in the chat, they talk back and forth, which isn't a big deal to me, but I was going to do members only so people can ask questions specifically. Did Carmine ever speak about the organizations like up in Canada? Anything about Canada, Steve?
He did mention that he can never go to Italy.
What is
Second you go to Italy to go to prison.
so this is a while ago. He said 80 watch. So a lot of people I've had a lower chat room than last week. And one of the reasons, well, whatever. I'm actually on at a time when a more popular show's on. Anyway, Carmine's wife is still alive and he has a daughter and a grandchild that might see that. So basically you just ratted on Carmine that he was cheating on his wife. Monk Eastman.
Here's the thing: what you said about I mean, that was said in open court. And Carmine doesn't have one daughter; he's got 2 daughters and 3
Yeah.
sons. So
Yeah.
I love the way people talk like he's got a wife and daughter. He's got 2 daughters, 3 sons, and a wife.
The oldest one was
And
a daughter, then 3 boys, right? Isn't that how it
right,
worked?
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
allegedly, what you mentioned
Uh-huh.
is public information.
Yeah.
His wife knew about it way before we did.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so that's what's up, Monk. But I understand what you're saying. Tupac, Rob, I love you. Thank you, bro. Okay, Tupac Walls. I'm fantastic, friend. Thanks. Happy to hear. Wow, that was my question. Awesome. Thank you. Teddy Persico Sr. was there. He was cool. What's up with Teddy? You know Teddy?
Teddy was where? Where did he say that he was?
He said I think was he at Otisville?
No, I never met him, and I never met Teddy. When I got to Butner, he was at Devon's, the medical center.
Teddy was?
Yeah.
The nephew?
No.
The brother.
The brother.
Okay. They didn't learn that from when the Don Corleone said drugs will be the end of us. Talking about the drug thing. Michael the Third is a dirty rat bastard. Okay.
No, it's funny though, because a lot of the stuff people try saying that The Godfather wasn't about the Columbos, right? But if you personally know like Carmine and his family, and then you watch The Godfather, okay, a lot of the stuff from the movie, it would click in.
How did Carmine die? I heard he lost his mind in the end. No, he got an infection in his leg, which is crazy, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see
his body was starting to fall apart, but the one thing that wasn't falling apart on that man was his mind.
Right.
His mind and his heart.
Was anyone Carmine looked at like a son or didn't want that life for them, kind of like the Bronx Tale thing? So did Carmine look at anybody like in the Bronx Tale? He didn't want that life for the kid, or whatever, But he really did in the end in the Bronx Tale, right?
I mean, I don't know. I think it's different. I think what happened with him is he realized that anybody in that lifestyle is going to go away.
Right. So I did a story one time about Carmine's cyst on his back, and somebody said every time we talk about talk Carmine, I think about that big ass cyst on his back. Do you remember that, Steve?
No.
Oh my God, man. So after I did that video, I got one on my lower back, not like that big, but like a pimple that's ingrown. And they're, you know, they're like, they hurt. They're like knots. It was almost like bad karma. You know what I mean? And I got one. And when you pop them, dude, they stink so bad. My wife did mine.
Oh.
It was the nastiest and most incredible thing. But Carmine had one that was that round on his back. And it was probably that much off of his back. And I didn't even, there was no head. You have to push, and it's just like a little stream of like not silly putty. What did they call that? That silly string, like really, really skinny. Oh my God, it made me almost puke.
Well, let me ask you, whatever happened to his brother-in-law that had rolled on him?
Who's
Carmine's.
his brother-in-law? Wait, who was that? What are we talking
Wasn't
about?
it his brother-in-law that he was in hiding, and the fucking FBI made this whole big deal that there was a national manhunt? Meanwhile, they knew he was there.
Was it the brother-in-law?
I think it was his brother-in-law.
I mean, I forgot right now, to be honest.
Brother-in-law, and the guy had been cooperating with the FBI all along.
The whole time, right?
Yeah, and they knew that Carmine was there the whole time, but they were making it look like there was like they put him on the FBI's most wanted list, that there was a national manhunt. Meanwhile, they knew where he was all along.
So is Steve Greek? This is Brad. This is guy from Australia. Tinkanis
Ticañez. Cala.
means how are you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's hey Brad, he speaks fluent Greek, right?
Yeah.
And has a home in Greece. Where?
By Lefkada.
Okay. Ruby Tuesday, what's up? I've known new junkies that took a 15 rather than snitch on anyone else. Plenty just takes it on the chin, not a total institutionalized. Roscoe, you're right, I do too. Okay. All right, look, Steve. I'm gonna go ahead and go, bro, because it'll be better with my wife. Because last night I was on for 2 hours. She's like, "You're going to be on 2 hours again." You know, I was like, "Babe, we're going to do this and that after. You're going to be on 2 hours." So I'm going to go ahead and take this opportunity. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Steve, thank you. I know you've got a lot more outside of Carmine stuff. We'll talk soon, okay?
All right, bro. Take care, guys.
Okay. Appreciate you. Bye, everybody.